the only newscast in true high definition, broadcasting live from 12 studios. This is News 12 at 6 p.m.
She'll ask the judge for probation, and we'll argue for prison, and the judge will make that decision.
A former Denison teacher accused of having sex with a student enters her plea in court. That story coming up. Good evening. Welcome to News 12 at 6. I'm Maureen. Kane. Dan is on assignment tonight. A police chase in Choctaw County ends with one man dead this afternoon. It started in Hugo around 2:45 and ended in front of the Choctaw Casino in Grant about 15 minutes later. OSBI says the pursuit started when authorities were called about a stolen vehicle. The chase came to a halt in front of the casino where shots were fired.
Shots were fired that resulted in the death of a 33-year-old male. But at this time, we don't have information about where the pickup was allegedly stolen from. OSBI agents are on scene right now. They're conducting crime scene investigation of those scenes.
It is unclear at this time if the man fired at authorities or what started the shooting. We'll continue to bring you more details as we get them. A former Denison High School teacher surrendered her teaching license today and pleaded guilty to a felony charge of having an improper relationship with one of her students. Daniela Rivera was in court today and joins us now live in the studio. Daniela, what all was in that plea deal?
Well, Maureen Bollinger was originally facing up to 20 years in prison. The plea deal she's accepted caps that maximum sentence at 5 years. The judge will decide her sentence next month. Her defense attorney is asking for probation, and prosecutors tell me they're asking for jail time.
Miss Bollinger, do you have anything to say this morning?
34-year-old Julie Bollinger pleaded guilty to the felony charge of having an improper relationship with a student Thursday. The former Denison High School teacher was arrested in July for having sex with the teenage boy.
The evidence was that they had a very close relationship and it had gone on for some time.
As part of her plea, Bollinger surrendered her Texas educator's license.
It was important for us as part of the plea to make sure she never taught again and never was in a position to have that kind of relationship or abuse children again. So that was something we required as part of the plea.
Bollinger initially denied any wrongdoing until a sex tape surfaced. She then allegedly came clean, admitted to police she had sex with one of her students on multiple occasions and in multiple locations, including her classroom here at the old Denison High School.
There were multiple other young people who claimed that they had seen a tape like that. By the time the police confiscated the phones, it had been deleted, but we're confident there was that kind of tape.
The plea deal Bollinger accepted ensures her maximum sentence is capped at 5 years.
The judge very well may give her prison and very well may give her probation. We don't know.
Bollinger's attorney declined to comment on this case. She's scheduled to appear in court for her sentencing on January 16th. Live in the studio, Daniela Rivera, News 12.
A Sherman businessman and former city councilman has been indicted by a grand jury on assault and burglary charges. John Markle is accused of breaking into his girlfriend's home last October, assaulting her with a knife and trying to steal her phone. The Grayson County Sheriff's Office says Markle was upset that his girlfriend was trying to end the relationship.
He grabbed her, threw her down, and picked up a knife in the kitchen and had her down on the floor.
Markle served on the Sherman City Council for over 10 years. A trial date has not yet been set. A Denison man sentenced to 35 years in prison last year after a jury found him guilty of child sex crimes will get a second chance with a new trial. 56-year-old James Curvin was convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child and sentenced to 35 years. He was also convicted of 2 counts of indecency with a child by sexual contact, and a judge sentenced him to 15 years on one count, 8 on the other. District Attorney Joe Brown says Curvin won his appeal on a technicality. Some witness testimony that was not supposed to be included in the trial was admitted. Curvin's second trial is set for February 16th. He's currently at the Grayson County Jail. A man convicted of killing 3 people in July of 2012 was denied all requests to modify his sentencing. Joshua Scott was sentenced to life in prison without parole on 3 counts of murder to run consecutively for the murders of Chad, Paige, Ashley Lindsay, and her unborn baby. Scott requested the judge appeal his sentence, review his behavior for time served in hopes of a lesser sentence, and also requested his 3 life sentences run concurrently instead of consecutively. The judge denied all of those motions. A $500 million property development is about to break ground in Denison. It's expected to draw hundreds of new residents and millions in revenue for the city. News 12's Sean Larson was there for the big announcement this morning, and he tells us what's planned.
So there will really be nothing like it north of the Metroplex.
The 700-acre master plan community known as Gateway Village will be located at Loy Lake Road in Seymour Bradley, near Texoma Medical Center.
We felt the demand here primarily because of the growth at the hospital. So the hospital has been instrumental in recruiting physicians into the community who haven't been able to find a place to live.
Covenant Development Partners President Tom Johnson says Gateway Village will be made up of more than 500 houses. 55 of those will be high-end houses, estimated at anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. The other 450 houses would probably be in the $250,000 range. Construction is already underway for a brand new community that will feature its own retail shopping, dining, entertainment, and possibly even a water park. Johnson plans to sell the lots to builders like Jason Sophie, who says this community should be a big draw to Texoma.
We've been losing a lot of potential home buyers to the Metroplex because there wasn't a development like this. And if we can keep those people here, we're going to keep those property tax dollars here, as well as keep local construction people working.
Denison realtors are also excited about the development.
We have more and more people moving to this area, so it's nice to give them options as far as new home construction.
Johnson says he hopes to have Gateway Village completely finished by 2020, with houses beginning to go up next month. In Denison, Sean Larson, News 12.
Turning to weather now, it's been a misty and humid day. Not exactly feeling like December out there. Chief Meteorologist Steve LaNore is here with a look at your overnight forecast. Steve.
That's right, Maureen, and temperatures will continue to move upward. Now, Doppler 12 Live is scanning the skies of Texoma faithfully, just not seeing much out there. It has some very light mist here and there that's just not showing up. And you see the temperatures are on the mild side for this time of the year. 62 now, Sherman and Denison, 63 in McKinney. As you head north, it's a little cooler and a little drizzlier, if that's a word. 53 degrees and 8 at this hour. I've got some fog and drizzle for you, so not the greatest evening starting things off there. Now, overnight, temperatures will pretty much hold where they are, and in fact, even slowly rise toward morning. An increasing chance of rain also by morning, so I've got those numbers when I come back.
All right, thanks, Steve. We're going to use that. Drizzlier, I like that word. The drizzly wet weather can't dampen the excitement for several parades taking place across Texoma tonight. Ada, Gainesville, and Denison, where our own Dan Thomas and Rita Cote are helping to ring in the holiday spirit. And you guys are actually rolling through the city as we speak. How is it out there?
Well, Maureen, we have just started the parade out here, and it's drizzling a little bit, just like Steve promised out there, but not enough to keep some folks, a lot of folks, from coming out here and really enjoying the parade here. We just kind of turned onto a dark corner here, so you can't really see the crowd, but trust me, a lot of folks are out here enjoying this right now.
Absolutely, and there's so many different groups that have come out here to support the city of Denison with their annual parade. Groups not just from the city, but all over the area. The group right behind us is from Bells. There are so many different things that the groups have done with their floats also, and it's so amazing to see.
Yeah, in fact, Rita, I don't know if you know this, but Elf on his Shelf is right behind us, so you better be on your best behavior.
I know it,
because he's keeping a close eye on our float as well out here. But in all seriousness, a lot of fun being had out here. A lot of really creative floats, too, and plenty of time to get out here and still enjoy it. We're not even halfway done here. We've been rolling for a little bit, and a lot of parade left out here.
That's right. So definitely, there's still time. Come on down and see us. We definitely would love to see you here.
All right, Maureen, I'll see you back on the desk at 10 o'clock. Back to you.
All right, looks like fun out there, guys. Coming up on News 12 at 6, why the CDC is saying the flu vaccine missed the mark this year and why health officials are still recommending the shot. Plus, tournament hoops tip off across the area. That's later in sports.
You're watching News 12 at 6 p.m. with Maureen Kane, Dan Thomas, sports with David Reed, and from the Weather Authority, here's Steve LaNore.
And this hour, Doppler 12 Live, looking across the skies of Texoma. No significant precipitation indicated, but we do have these patches of pesky drizzle that continue, and I think they'll be on and off through the night. We'll get more significant shower activity later on tonight and into your Friday, so keep an eye on that to see how that evolves. Here's our live view in our TMC tower cam looking down Highway 75, and you can see we've got low clouds and a little bit of mist out there, and that's going to be the way it'll be overnight tonight. This image brought to you by our friends at Glen Polk Autoplex and Supercenter in Gainesville. Well, I've got a weather wear-in for later on tonight and into Friday for some non-severe storms, but there could be some lightning or some pockets of moderate to heavy rain with these later on tonight and into Friday. Severe weather is not expected with this, though. Temperatures today definitely have been rising once again. We're running about 10 to 12 degrees above 24 hours ago. Many spots popping into the low 60s this afternoon, and starting off not too bad there either, with temperatures right around midnight in the upper 40s and been slowly rising ever since. Now, we're seeing temperatures quite a spread here. 52 Hugo, 53 in Ada with some fog and drizzle there for your parade, but 62 Sherman and Denison. A little bit of mist also reported around Sherman and Denison, but nothing all that heavy. Well, we're seeing reduction in visibility. Pretty foggy here. Ada down to a half mile. Hugo down to about a quarter mile visibility. So there will be some patchy, dense fog again tonight. Most of it, I think, will be in the cooler air mass. So the warmer the air is right now, the less chance you'll have the super dense fog. But there'll still be some fog across the entire area, kind of on and off tonight. Now, once the rain moves in, that'll tend to break the fog up later on tonight. And you can see a big batch of showers here across the Texas Panhandle. That's the leading edge of this upper trough we talked about last couple of nights. If you joined us last night, we had it coming out of the eastern Pacific across the desert Southwest and through Texas on Friday. Still think that's going to happen. Here it is now located over New Mexico. That's the dashed white line there. And as it tracks to the east, we're seeing increased upward motion. That's why we've got the rain there in the Texas Panhandle, and that'll track to the east, as you can see here, in motion. So that'll pick up the chance of rain later on tonight into Friday. And then a cold front will come through with that in the afternoon. So we may have a round of rain in the morning and a second chance of rain along the front in the afternoon. Then the whole thing blasts through. Saturday should be pretty nice, but here comes another trough on Sunday, and I think we're looking at a small chance of rain with that one. And yet another one comes through the middle of next week. So we're starting to see a pattern where the cold air is really pretty far up north, and we're getting more of a west to east flow of mild systems, each one with some chance of rain. Now, for tonight, just some patchy drizzle the next several hours. Rain not showing up here on the futurecast. Wind south-southeast, but later on tonight and toward morning, we'll start to see more significant precipitation breaking out. Some pockets of showers, maybe a few thunderstorms here and there. Now watch what happens tomorrow. So we start off rainy in the morning for just about everybody. Then we start to see the wind shift to the west here. Here comes the cold front. Winds out of the north in Duncan, out of the southwest in Sherman and McKinney. And along that front, some additional showers and storms could pop in the afternoon. Not expecting severe weather, but this means for the Sherman parade tomorrow night, a little iffy. The timing would be, though, that should be gone in time for the parade. We're haggling here over a couple hours, though. Going to have to watch that. And then north winds and cooler air for everybody tomorrow night into Saturday. For tonight, then, temperatures pretty much at the lows already. We'll be in the 70s tomorrow with southwesterly winds ahead of that front, and a good chance of rain, especially in the morning with this system. Looking at 70 in Antlers, 73 in Paris. Enjoy a taste of spring. And again, winds pretty gusty out of the south and southwest, starting off a spring-like Friday. We're looking at 72 in Ardmore and 74 in Gainesville. Rain chance will be highest in the morning, go down to 40% by afternoon in our western counties, and 8 at 71 degrees in the afternoon with a 60% chance of rain. And a 7-day forecast shows temperatures tumbling a bit, not terribly cold, still 59 on Saturday. I think we'll squeeze out some sunshine, and for the Ardmore Christmas parade on Saturday, looks nice for that.
All right, good deal. Thank you, Steve.
You bet.
Coming up next on News 12 at 6, Ardmore residents lining up to get their flu shots, even after some health officials say the vaccine won't protect you from all strains. A warning tonight from the Grayson County Sheriff's Office about a new phone scam using their name. Investigators say they've received several complaints from citizens who say a caller claiming to be with the Sheriff's Office says that person owes taxes, and if they don't pay immediately, they'll be arrested. The scammer even offers a fake case number to the citizen. The Sheriff's Office wants to remind the public they don't collect taxes. If you get a call like this, just hang up. Well, this year's flu vaccine may not protect against a strain of the virus that's circulating around the country. But that didn't stop folks in Ardmore from lining up to get the shot for free. Lauren Smith was there and explains why medical professionals say getting a shot is still a good idea.
In our area, we're starting to see a rise in flu right now, so it's not too late.
The Good Shepherd Clinic of Ardmore, along with the Fire Department and Carter County Health Department, offered a free drive-through flu clinic Thursday.
It can spread quite rapidly when we're in close proximity, as we are in the winter months. So it's critical to get a flu shot to you know, keep your community healthy.
It was quick and easy. Yeah, it's a lot faster than going to the doctor's office to get a flu shot. I didn't have to sit and wait.
But this year, the CDC is saying the vaccine may have missed the mark, that the virus going around doesn't match up with what's in the shot.
It looks like some of the influenza A that's going around isn't necessarily the same type that is in the vaccine. It's a little bit different, but it still is important to get a flu shot because the other strains are circulating as well, and they can it still can prevent that.
Fire Chief Carrie Williamson says directing the dozens of people who drove through also worked as a good exercise for the department.
If this was a real mass immunization project, the fire station would likely be where everybody would come. We would be the central partner for this. So this gives us an opportunity to practice that program.
In Ardmore, Lauren Smith, News 12.
All right. Well, earlier in the show, we talked about holiday parades. It's the season for holiday parades. It's also the season for tournaments. Tournament time in Texoma.
Nice, good, warm place to be this time of year in a gymnasium. Coming up next in sports, high school basketball tournaments tip off all across the area. We'll have all your scores and highlights coming up next in sports.
Now, your award-winning local sports coverage. Here's David Reed.
Tournament time has arrived in Texoma. Today, several local schools open up the hardwood to host tons of Texoma basketball tournaments, including the Medill Winter Classic, the SNS For the Love of the Game tournament, the Durant Line Classic, and the Pottsboro tournament. The Pottsboro Cardinals open play in the SNS tournament against the Era Hornets. Cardinals playing without their football guys, but Kyler Kent says no problem. He gets the steal and lays it in for two. Then Kent finds Charlie Tevial on the alley-oop, and Pottsboro gets the win today, 33-30. Out to the Medill Winter Classic, where the Gunner Tigers were taking on the Marietta Indians. Gunner also going without the football guys. Marietta up in the fourth. Brandon Davis finds Clinton Kane for the hoop to add to their lead. Then on the other end, Brandon Brewer on the break. But Marietta would hold them off, 61-40 the final. Over in Pottsboro, where the Lady Cardinals hosting their tournament against Denison. First quarter, Bailey Nixon finds Dara Williams. Nice bounce. Denison with the early lead. Going the other way now, Madeline O'Hanlon inside for two. Pottsboro gets the win, 51-41. Whitesboro and Bonham's girls squaring off in the Pottsboro tournament today. We pick it up in overtime when Madeline Dolberry nails the jumper, and we are going to another OT. Time running down now in the second extra session when Whitesboro's Kristen McCauley's drills the three to tie it up, but with 0.9 seconds left, Dolberry is fouled and makes the free throw to put Bonham out in front. They win it 49-48. Pilot Point Lady Bearcats hosting Boswell at the Medill Winter Classic. Early going, Allison Ray finds Lexi Polk, who drills the three-pointer for Pilot Point as they take the early lead. Then Boswell with it, Haley Belvin dialing it in from downtown. Boswell gets this one 52-48. The TCS girls taking on Sam Rayburn in the SNS tournament. Early going, Lady Eagles on the break. Hannah Benson there with the follow-up and drops it in. Then TCS doing it from the outside. Claire Olmstead with the jumper. TCS rolls 64-37. Lots of basketball there today, more tonight.
Wow, you guys broke a sweat getting all those games today.
Yeah, at least it was indoors though, right?
That's right. Good deal. Out of the drizzle.
Yep.
Thanks, David. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to News 12 at 6. We do have a dense fog advisory for our northern counties, Pontotoc, Atoka, back to Murray, and also Johnston and Garvin counties. This is where we do expect to see some fog that could be an issue. In fact, visibility is in this area already down about a half mile or less. So take it easy if you're out and about tonight or in the morning across all of Texoma for wet streets, but especially in our northern counties for that pesky fog that will go away tomorrow.
All right, good deal. Good timing, too, with the parades.
Yes.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you back here at 10.